So you okay?
Yep.
Okay.
No, but I'm still here.
And why not okay?
I mean, I'm putting one foot in front of the other.
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
doing the silent prayer
Yes,
every day?
yes,
Every day?
yes.
Night and day?
Yeah, that's why I'm late today.
Oh, you were praying?
I was praying.
Okay. Stay with the prayer. I'm telling you, I've been doing it for 29 years now. And it doesn't matter how tired I am or what. I stay with the prayer. Because as you were saying, he calms you down so you don't overreact. He allows you to see so you can deal with everything perfectly. You're his son, you're his daughter, and he just wants you to have a simple life, just become as a child, and he'll do the rest. He really will. I highly recommend that you do the silent prayer. And so if you're having conflict, mental and emotional conflict, just relax in the conflict. That's what I want to tell you too. When conflict comes, relax in it. Be still and know God. Don't try to get rid of it. Don't get high. Don't call up everybody. Don't go to the party. Relax in the conflict. And then you will see God at work. He would remove it from you and you will be free. Never have to worry about it again. But if you try to go read the Bible or do something, then you're playing God and you're keeping yourself in that fallen state. It's best to just relax and trust the Father. He will take care of you. He really will. I've done it, I'm telling you. There have been moments when I've had so much conflict that I could barely breathe. And I lived in Oregon at the time, right? And I would leave my job and my head was hurt. You ever had that pain where just the head hurt, the stomach hurt, the legs and everything is hurting, right? And you just don't know what to do. And say like, take a drink. But I didn't want to drink. And so I wanted to endure it because I heard you should endure. And I would just go home and fall out on the couch. And I would say, you know what, God, whatever your will is, let it be. And then I'd get up the next day and go do it. When I first started Bond 28 years ago, I had no idea what I was doing. It was so interesting. And so it was on Sunday morning we would have these meetings. These people would show up and we'd talk real talk. And then there were some of the people in the meeting didn't like me, right? And I wasn't speaking well, not that I speak well now, but a little better now. I was dumb as a doorknob, but the meetings went well. But yet, you know how people are, they talk about you and turn on you. And I used to have so much conflict. I would leave that meeting and I would say, I'm never going back. I'm not going back next Sunday. This is insane. And Satan would be feeding my mind, telling me all this stuff. And then there was a guy who was trying to take the organization away from me. And he was like going around gossiping and saying stuff. And so I would have to drive through the parking lot. I had so much conflict, I wouldn't even look at the people standing around in the lot. I just wanted to get out of there and go home. But then because I endured that pain, I got past it. I'm stronger for it now. I didn't hate the pain. I endured the pain. I just stayed with the prayer and just got up. Sometimes you don't feel like walking when you have that pain. But I did the prayer and stayed with it. I'm a better person for that now. I'm here to tell you to endure the pain. Take the conflict. That makes sense? Yeah. Give it a try. Yes, James.
Alex is asking, so besides the prayer and forgiving your parents, what do you need to get out of the fallen state? Or how do you know if you're out of it?
When you're out of it, you will not have the conflict. You have perfect peace. It's like life is amazing. And you find yourself dealing with life and you don't hate your fellow man, you're not judging anyone, you're not gossiping about anyone. You wish the best for even your enemy. Because now you have perfect love, and perfect love casts out fear and gossip and all that stuff. And even if someone is talking about you in a negative way, you know that they can't help it. And so you wish them well. If someone comes to you and say, let me tell you a real fast story about this gossiping thing. So I get this call from this family over the weekend, And the wife was like totally tripping out because she is changing now. She's overcoming her old habits, right? So she goes and hang out with some friends, and she finds out that they've been gossiping about her. And she was stunned because she didn't know that these rumors was going around about her. It's so sad. And so she goes there and she finds out these people were talking about her. She trips out. And so her husband couldn't calm her down from it because now Satan playing with her mind. And so I went there and I just told her, you know what? Pray for those folks. When people gossip about you, those are no good people. You can't even trust a person that gossip. Because if they're doing it to you with someone else, it's happening to them anyway. And then the person that's listening to it is no good. So just forgive them. And we went through the prayer, we showed her how to do the prayer again. She was already doing it. That's why she's getting better. And right away, she felt much better about it. It has no meaning to her. But if you gossip or if you listen to that mess, you're evil. It's very destructive. And only people in the fallen state gossip about each other. You pray for one another. And God said, if you have a problem with your fellow man, go to them and forgive them and go your way. Because they can't help it. Everybody in the fallen state do crazy things because Satan is your father. Don't gossip, folks, and don't listen to it. The biblical question of the week. The biblical question is from Proverbs 11:13. A gossip betrays a confidence. A gossip betrays a confidence, but a trustworthy person keeps a secret. My question is, do you gossip? Do you gossip? I want to know, that's for you to examine yourself to know. I want to warn you in advance. Never, ever, ever, never, 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 ever, never, 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 ever, 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 listen to or trust a person who gossips. A man or a woman, because now we have girly men, beta males, and they gossip too like a woman, but never trust that kind of person. They are evil to the core, and if they gossip to you, and if you listen to gossip, you can't be trusted. Because if they gossip to you about someone else, they are doing it to telling someone else things about you as well. They are evil to the core and can never be trusted. It is very destructive to destroy a person's character. And just because someone did something wrong yesterday doesn't mean that's the same person today. Some people repent and they change at an instant. And when you go out and gossip, it's evil. And by the way, if you get to know yourself, you can see that you can't cast a stone anyway. Look at your life, how screwed up you are, and the things you've done, and the stuff you do. You can't cast a stone. And so never trust a gossiper. Believe me, you put your own life at risk. They're wicked. And the question is, do you gossip? Do you gossip? That's what I want to know. I want you to know. It really doesn't matter if I know, but it's nice to know. It's nice to talk about. But I would not, that's why you really can't trust angry people, because you would tell them all your business, and when they get mad, it's over. They're telling everybody in the world. But do you gossip? That's the biblical question. Dave, do you gossip?
And, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Do you gossip?
I try not to, but I mean,
do you gossip?
I try not to, but I have, yeah.
And being a man, why would you gossip? What would cause you to gossip?
Just if there's something, you want to talk about and just pass the time, just talk about something you heard and just get someone's opinion about it.
You have something in you that will cause you to talk about other people rather than going to the person and talking to them about it?
Typically, I don't. I try to address the issues with the person at hand. But, if I hear something that doesn't pertain to me, then I will, if I don't see that person or if it's brought up, I'll discuss it if it's,
but why not tell
if it's
them?
not too malicious.
Why not tell them, I don't
sorry.
want to hear this? Go to the person and talk to them about it. And if you don't, I'm going to tell them you
I've
said
done
it.
that. I've done that.
All right.
I've done that.
Dave, you're a good man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Brandon, you want to take a stab at my biblical question?
Yeah, sure. What is some about gossiping? Would you tell me again?
Do you gossip?
No.
Have you ever gossiped?
Yes.
And, and when you did it, why did you do it at the time?
Oh, I was a fool. I was weak. I was kind of like, I was like a girl, but not feminine. I wasn't like soft or, feminine, but emotionally I was like a girl, straight up like a girl. Overreacted all the time, gossip like a girl. I mean,
Yeah, I
pretty much
understand.
like a female.
And
Yep.
do you listen to gossip?
No, I shut it down. Yep, I shut it down,
Yeah.
or move away from it, or call it out.
Yeah, if they
I
try to
don't-
do it with you, it's best to say to them, I don't want to hear that. You need to go to the person that you have the problem with and talk to them about it.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. All right, appreciate that. So you called about something else. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I found out my father died a long time ago, and I've talked about this before, which my mother resented him. He left us, cheated on my mama. My mama raised us to hate him, of course. So I resented my mama for that, and I've forgiven her and things like that. But man, recently, because of how I've changed and forgiven my mother, I've seen a little change in her. And man, you know what she told me? My dad has a brother. Man, I didn't even know this. Never, ever in life. So it's like because of me changing, it's like my mom's starting to not hate her ex-husband, my father, the way she always did.
Yes.
And man, she out of nowhere told me that he had a brother. And so I told Lydia, my fiance, and man, she tracked him down, dude. She got on the internet and found this guy, man. So
That's amazing.
crazy, dude. So I called this guy, and he's got this huge peach orchard in Texas, outside of Dallas.
Right.
All on the internet, this big successful peach orchard, and I called him, and he was like tripping out that I was his brother's son, like his nephew. He didn't even know.
That's so sad, man. That's terrible.
Yeah, it is. But now it is what it is now.
Yeah.
That I found him. He wants to meet me. He told me he knows a bunch of, I don't know anything about my father. And since I've returned to my nature as a man and returned to God, I really wish that I could have, talked to my dad before he died, because, I didn't really want nothing to do with him. I thought, I believed everything my mama told me, unfortunately. But
How old were you when you died?
20, I was in my mid-20s maybe.
That's amazing that your mother gave you her impression of your father, and
Yeah.
you believed into that. And as a result, you didn't want anything to do with him either, because you had the hatred of your father that was passed down to you from your mother. So it was really her hatred of him and not your own.
Absolutely. Without a doubt, that is absolutely right. That's exactly what it was.
That's why I tell boys and girls to never, ever, 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 ever believe anything that the mother says about the father. It's best to go to the father yourself and find out. Or even if the father is speaking that way about the mother, go to the mother. Do not take one parent word over another one, because you end up feeling that way about your parents. And it's not your true feelings. It's the feelings of your parents.
Yep, absolutely, man. Obviously, well, not obviously, but I'm telling you, a lot of me figuring this out came from, your message over the past year. I've been able to see this, luckily, and act on it.
Yes.
And the good thing is that I can tell you that came from it is when I forgave my mother for her, doing this to me, she started to she told me recently that she apologized for she told me, she was like, I hated your father. You know, he left me and I was mad at him. I hated him and, you know, I was wrong. Yeah, man. So, you know, that's cool that she was able to see that. But even more so, the fact that she softened up a little bit caused her to tell me things like, you know, I think your dad has a brother. This is his name.
That
so,
is
you know,
mind-blowing. And why did she keep that away from you? Because
I couldn't tell you.
Was it because of her hatred of her husband, your father?
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
That's mind-blowing, man.
Yeah, crazy, man. So it's basically, you know, it's like the exact story that you tell of how this can work, how it can work when a mother resents the father and then she passes that, imposes her will on the sons and gives
the
them,
daughters.
you know,
She does it to the daughters too, not just the boys.
For sure, I can imagine. So, you know, I don't have any sisters, but it played out exactly like that. And, you know, I'm fortunate now because my father is gone, but I'm able now, you know, I talked to his brother, my uncle that I just found I have, and he told me, you know, he knows all these stories about my pops, and
Wow.
he told me he can tell me a bunch of stuff. So, you know, I'm excited about that, man.
I am too. That you haven't seen anything, Brandon. Now that you return back to your original nature, back to the Father, you haven't seen anything. It gets better and better and better. It's like a world open up for you that you're not able to see when you're angry. How's your fiance doing? First, are you still doing the silent prayer?
Yes, I am. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
stay with the silent prayer.
Yeah, I told you this once before, but I've been reading a bunch of the philosophers that were alive when right before Jesus was born, and some of the stuff that contributed to the Western world and Christianity and stuff. And a lot of these people, man, they have the exact same message about going within, being still. That's where God is, the kingdom of heaven being inside. I mean, you know, it's dead on accurate.
Well, Jesus said himself that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's right here, right now. Don't look. If someone tell you to look here or look there and look elsewhere, do not follow them. Don't listen to them. Go within. God is at hand. The kingdom of heaven is right here, right now. And it's so unfortunate that it's within us, and you have so many people looking on the outside for it, never finding it. And so they end up suffering and dying. They don't ever live.
Absolutely right. Just constantly looking from without, looking out somewhere far away. And it's just right here, man. It's just right here.
Yeah. Well, so when will you be visiting your uncle? You guys going to get together? Do you know yet?
I don't have a certain date yet, but this summer.
Okay.
So, you know, the next couple months.
Right on. Well, God bless you, Brandon. Stay with the prayer. Speak up, but don't resent. You haven't seen anything yet. It gets better.
Thanks, Jesse. I appreciate it, man. And I'm always right here listening, man. So I haven't been able to call in, but I'm right here.
Right on. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, y'all have a good one. Later.
All right, you too. And the silent prayer, folks, is on my website at rebuildingtheman.com/church. I highly recommend that everybody and their mama should do it. And even if you're doing a different prayer, do your prayer that you're already doing, and then do the silent prayer, and you'll see the right way to go. Everything you're looking for is already with you. It's already there. You just forgot because you fell away from the light due to the anger into the darkness, so you can't perceive the light in the darkness. All right?